So I think we'll get started. Some other people may still show up, but I have a video camera on today, but that's just on me. Maybe if it turns out okay, we'll be able to share it on my YouTube channel so that people who don't get to come can come virtually. So we'll try that. Let's begin today. Let's come to a seat. And I'll offer you a thought. So one thing that separates yoga from other forms of exercise, we really focus a lot on breath. And we say, like, breath is, in the yoga philosophy, breath is life energy, or life force. So we focus on drawing the breath in and releasing it in various controlled ways, just to regulate our emotions, regulate our experience. So we're going to first, and we say breath, the kind of optimum breath is long, slow, smooth, and fine. So that idea that it's very deep and soft and it's gentle, but it's very deep and slow. So, good morning. So let's begin by drawing our attention to our breath as we sit here for a moment. Any space that's one space away from somebody else is fine. So we're just kind of getting a little bit of an introduction and getting started. So let's come into our child's pose shape this morning. So we're going to come onto our knees and sit our hips down toward our heels. So, and then allow your forehead to come to the earth or near the earth, and lengthen the arms out in front of you. So, in this space, just begin to settle with your breath. Full inhale through the nose and full exhale through the nose. And you might notice in this shape that it's a little more difficult to really fill up. Maybe notice if you can take some breath more into the back body, into the side body, where you might be able to find a little more space. So take a couple of deep breaths at your pace here. And then let's begin walking our right arm off the mat just a little bit further, and we're going to take our left arm and stack it on top of our right. So left hand stacks on top of right. And you'll feel probably a nice opening in the left side body. And walking your hands back to center, take your left hand off the mat and your right hand on top. Again, finding that nice opening. Breath finds the space that's available on the right side. And then coming back to center, let's come up to our table position. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to move our left hand more toward the center of the mat and take the right hand up and over. So rotate open to the right. Really reach through those fingertips. And then exhale. We're going to draw the right arm down in between our body and our left arm and bring the right shoulder to the mat. So the right shoulder and your right cheek come to the mat. You might extend the left arm forward. And then bringing the left arm back, sweeping the right arm back up, and then planting it on the earth. Place it under your nose, right arm under your nose. We'll do the other side. So inhale, left arm goes up, and then sweep it all the way through, left shoulder, left cheek, come to the mat. And then you extend your right arm forward. Couple of deep breaths here. Then walking your right arm back in, plant both hands. And keeping the hips where they are right now, let's walk our forearms, our hands forward so our forearms come to the mat. So we're in puppy pose. So our hips stay up and our forearms come down and our forehead comes near the earth. And then slowly walking your hands back toward your body, coming into table position. Let's begin softening our bellies, chest forward. Exhale, round the spine, press up through the hands, tuck the chin. Inhale, soften, and exhale, round. So a few of these on your own, full range of motion, cow-cat shapes. And then we can begin adding on some extra movements. So the next time you round and tuck your chin, send your hips back to your heels to child's pose. Inhale, forearms come down to the earth, the chest scoops down and forward. Big circles with your spine. Exhaling back, inhaling forward and up. So draw those big circles, really warming up the spine. Then coming to stillness, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to take opposite arm and leg movement. So right arm comes forward, left leg goes back. Exhale down. Inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. Exhale down. And continue with your breath. So take the whole breath to get to the top. Exhaling back down, inhaling left, exhaling down. Continue at your breath pace. This is balance. It's harder to do it slowly than fast, so take your time, use your breath. Try to get that long, smooth, slow, fine breath and flow of your movement. Next time you find yourself with your right arm up, your left leg back, take your right arm down and cross your left leg over the right. So plant the sole of the ball of the foot and look over your right shoulder. Then coming back to center, we're going to step that left foot forward by our left hand. Inhale, torso and arms rise. Open to the left, so rotate the torso and come open to the left. Inhale, rise. Back open to the left. Inhale, rise. One more, open to the left. Inhale, rise. Let's plant the hands by our foot, our left foot. Extend the left heel about 6 inches forward, giving ourselves some space to move. And we're going to inhale forward and lower the right hip. And then exhale, press the hips back onto the heel of the left foot. Lengthen from the torso, so crown of the head forward, hips back. Long spine. Inhale forward and then exhale back. A few on your own. Using your whole breath to get from one shape to the other. And the next time you find yourself lengthening back, just pause there with your breath for a few cycles. So really allow the body to release into that shape. Crown of the head forward, hips going back, reaching opposite directions. Spine is long. And then coming forward again, squaring up that left knee and bringing it down under your body again. Going to bring our left arm forward, right leg back. Plant the left arm. Cross the right leg over the left. Looking over the left shoulder. And then sweeping the right knee forward, stepping forward. Inhale, torso and arms rise. Rotating open to the right. Inhale back to center. Open to the right. Exhale. Inhale, center once more. Back to center, lengthen up. Bring the hands down around the right foot. And extend the right heel forward, giving yourself space to lower down. And then pressing back, coming onto the heel of the right foot. Lengthening the torso forward. Flow with your breath. And next time you find yourself going back, Pause there for a couple of breath cycles, lengthening the torso. Then shifting forward, squaring up the right knee, bringing it under the body, back to table. Let's step into plank. So you can do full plank or you can do plank on your knees. Either way, you're long from the knees or the heels to the crown of the head. Let's challenge ourselves just a bit this morning as we come down from our plank. Keep the elbows hugged into the body and take your way down on a count of 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The feet come down. Chest up, so drawing the hands energetically toward the heels, pressing down through the hand, and drawing the chest up. Inhale, exhale down. Pressing the feet into the mat, the palms into the mat, rising up, exhale down. Rising up, exhale down. This time when we peeling up, draw the shoulders toward each other. The hands can float off the mat. Just pause with your breath. Exhale down. Next, inhale, coming back up through table, tucking your toes, and slowly unfolding into down dog. So lengthen torso, keep the knees bent. Lengthen the torso, lengthen the hips up and back, and then slowly pedal your way out. One heel toward the earth at a time, coming into your down dog. So take your time, just slowly releasing. Your hips can sway a little from side to side, whatever feels good here to begin to open your body. And then once you've pedaled for a little bit, just pause wherever your body is able to go this morning and lengthen. So from the palms of your hands, feel length up to your hips and down to your heels. And then slowly walking your feet toward your hands at the top of the mat, coming into your forward fold. So take hands to opposite elbows and rest your torso on your thighs. Keep your knees as bent as you need to, and just maybe a little sway side to side here. Head and neck release. And then coming to stillness, sweeping your arms wide, so keeping your knees slightly bent, arms wide, rising up. And then draw your hands to your heart. Next, inhale, arms go back up. Exhale, fold. So hinging at the hips, reaching forward through the fingertips. And exhale down. Inhale, halfway up, hands on shins, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. This time, halfway up. Continue on. So arms by your ears, hips down and back. Fierce pose. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hips down and back, arms by your ears. Inhale, rise. Couple more at your own pace, so exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Continue to flow. And now let's layer on some balance. So exhale, fold, sweep your arms back. Inhale, arms rise, right knee comes up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left knee comes up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. And a couple more on your own, following your breath pace. So, and really thinking about that slow, smooth, fine breath, that slow, smooth, fine movement. And once you've done both sides equally, just come to standing, feet hip distance apart, hands by your sides, and we'll move on together. So next flow, we're going to take our hands to our hips and we're going to step our right foot back. So initially in a lunge, feet hip distance apart, so width, hips facing forward, and we're going to look at our back, ball of our back foot, and we're going to step the heel there and angle the right foot out about 45 degrees. So warrior one stance, hips are forward, standing equally on both feet. So you can feel the outer edge of your back foot grounded, nice and strong. Inhale, arms rise. Interlace the fingers and press up through the palms, maybe a little bit back. Breathe here. So full breaths, filling the torso, and then exhale, knitting it all back in. Then taking our arms to our hands to our hips, shifting the weight to the left foot. We're going to do a little bit of balance here. So left foot, and we're going to sweep our right knee on top of the left, like we're crossing our legs in a chair. And then sit our hips down and back. So this is eagle pose on the bottom. And if this is a little challenging, you can also touch your toes down. So coming into this shape, and then we're going to take our hands just to our shoulders today. So crisscross your arms and place your hands on your shoulders. Right arm on top. And then just draw in maybe a little bit Elbows a little bit toward the earth, and sit down, sit your hips down and back. So feeling that nice opening. So really press your thighs and shins together, finding that stability. Then releasing your hands back to your hips, drawing your right knee up, and then stepping back down. How'd that feel? Okay? Good. All right. So not too crazy, challenging, but a little bit. Place your hands on your hips. Step your left foot back. We'll do the other side. So look where your left ball of your foot is and replace it with your heel. Angle your toes out. Hips are forward here. Standing equally on both feet. Right knee bends a little. And we're going to take our hands interlaced behind our backs, thumbs on sacrum, and then we're going to extend down the back. So lengthen down the back, opening the chest. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Then releasing the hands, shifting the weight forward, hands on hips for stability, shifting the weight forward and sweeping that left knee over top of the right, coming into that eagle pose. So maybe the toes touch down, sitting into the hips, and then taking the left arm on top of the right, taking hands to your shoulders and just drawing in. Elbows come a little more toward the earth, pressing the thighs and shins together. And then releasing the arms back to the hips. Left knee comes up and we step down. Very nice. Okay, a little bit of balance. Inhale, arms rise and we come to our tiptoes. Exhale, heels come back down to the earth. Couple of these. Inhale, tiptoes. Really pressing up there. Exhale, slowly coming back down. Inhale, up to the tiptoes. And this time, as we come down, we're going to come into a squat. So our knees can go wide, and we're going to try to hold our tiptoes all the way down. And when we come to the bottom here, you have a couple of options. Yeah, take your time to get down there and then reach your arms forward. So you can let your legs go a little wider, let your forehead come down, kind of lengthen forward here. And then depending how close your bottom is to the earth at this point, you can either just sit back or you can help yourself back with your hands. So that's depending on how open your hips might be. We're coming down to a seat. We all made it down. Okay, so let's take our boat pose shape. So keep the thighs and the torso near each other here. So you want your chest forward and your back strong. And you can either draw your hands up here to the side or you can keep your hands behind you. Whichever is going to work better for you today. So if your hands are by your side, the palms are up, your shoulders are wide, and you keep your knees and chest as close as you can to each other. And we're going to breathe here. And then we're going to begin a little bit of movement here. So extending the legs forward and the torso back. Inhale, exhale, and then inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale back up. One more. Exhale down. Inhale back up. Let's take our hands behind our thighs. So hug them in. And then inhale, lengthen the heels toward the sky. Any amount. So just draw the thighs near the chest and lengthen the heels up. Breathe here. And then exhale, heels come to the earth, lowering down. So check that you have some space, lower down. And let's hug the knees in. Draw some circles with your knees to the right, to the left. Send the heels up toward the sky. Do some circles with your feet, circling them in opposite directions. And then hug your knees in once again. And let's do some rock and rolls till we arrive back at our standing position. So rock up and down your spine a few times. And then picking up enough momentum that you might be able to come back up into your standing position in whatever way you can. We got there. Okay. Too much. Okay, step your feet wide, let's say toward the golf course. And hands shoulder height. So what in this shape we have our feet, our ankles under our wrists. And then we're going to rotate our left toes out toward the front edge of our mat. So we're basically now all in our warrior two stance. We're going to take our right arm up and over our head, straight up. Stand equally on both feet. So keep the left arm pressing straight forward and right arm up. Just finding that grounding through the foundation of our feet. So both feet, both outer edges of the feet, inner edges of the feet are grounded. And then we're going to sweep our right arm behind our backs, keeping that chest open, and we're going to reach as far forward as we can with our left arm. Then allowing the left arm to touch down, bending the elbow, allowing the left arm to touch down on the thigh. So keeping the chest very open, very lightly touching down. We're not putting weight on our left arm, we're just using it as a guide. And then we're going to take our right arm and we're going to sweep it across the horizon. So back toward the back of our body and then just slowly sweeping it forward along the horizon, and then allow the arm to come over your ear, lengthening fingertips of the right hand to the right heel. Finding that strength in the right side body to keep you uplifted here. Next inhale, sweeping the arms up, coming back into warrior two. Gaze over the left fingertips. And then bring your hands to your hips. Rotate your toes again, all to the golf course side. Heels out, toes in. And we're going to fold. So hinging at the hip crease, Folding, lengthening crown of the head to the sit bones. And then maybe you allow your hands to come down either forward or walk them back toward behind you. Folding, so wide leg forward fold. Finding a release here. Then bringing your hands back to your hips, rising up with the strong back. We're going to rotate all the way up. We're going to rotate our right toes toward the back of our mats. Coming into Warrior Two on the opposite side. So bringing the hands parallel to the earth. Same sequence we did before on the opposite side. So take the left arm straight up. So find that length from the foundation of your feet up through your fingertips. Breathing here. And then sweeping the left arm behind your back, reaching as far forward as you can with the right fingertips. Keeping the chest open and then allowing the right elbow to come down on the right thigh. Finding that really strong left side of your body. So taking the left hand and sweeping it along the horizon, bringing it up and over your ear. Finding that strength from the whole left side of your body, left fingertips to the heel. You're lightly touching down with your right elbow. Couple of breaths here. Inhale, rise back to Warrior Two. Gaze over the right fingertips. Bringing your hands to your hips, rotating your toes again to the side of your mat. This time, toes out, heels in. We're going to come into a squat, so we're going to let our hips sink down. Knees going in the same direction as your toes, and just let your hips sink down. Couple of options here. You can just keep your chest nice and open and bring your hands on the inside of your knees, palms facing forward. Or you can bring your torso parallel to the earth and then let your hands float from side to side. So bending one knee, going that direction, and then bending the other. So what is guiding your movement? The bending of the knees is changing your direction. Your hips are staying at the same height as you flow from side to side. So whatever option works best for you, just allowing yourself to open your hips. And then coming to the center, drawing your torso back up, pausing here for a couple of breaths. Chest is nice and wide. Bringing your hands to your hips, lengthening up. Heel toe your feet together. And rotating toward the top of your mat. So we're going to come back down. So fingers rise, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale. Lower your body to the earth, whatever way you would like to. And come about to the center of your mat. Extend the legs forward. We're going to bring our left knee in toward our chest. Sit up nice and tall, crown of the head to the sit bones. Right foot is flexed. We're going to begin a little flow here and then we'll release into a fold. So inhale, the left hand comes toward your right foot and then up and over. Plant it behind you. And then we rotate. Right arm comes up and over. So you go onto your left knee and then exhale down. So then you shift, reaching forward. And then sweep the left arm up and over, plant it behind you, coming onto the knee, reaching the right arm behind you, and then back down. So a few times with your breath, finding as full a range of motion as you can here. And after you've flowed a few times, the next time you find yourself facing forward, you can just begin that slow walking into the release. So the left sole is planted on the right thigh, and you just lengthen the torso and begin to fold. So lengthen crown of the head to the sit bones, keep the right amount that your body allows. Keep a slight bend in that front knee, maybe allows you to come a little bit deeper. So the idea here is lengthen the torso, not rounding. And keeping your breath long, slow, smooth, and fine. Whenever your breath gets choppy, whenever it feels tense, that means you need to back off just a little bit. So allow your breath to guide you. And then walking your hands back toward your body. We'll do the opposite side. So let's send our left heel forward, bring our right knee in, hug it in really nice and tall. Flex the left foot and begin the flow. So we'll reach our right arm forward, up and over, plant it, opening, left arm up and over, and then coming back down. Sweep the right arm forward, reaching toward the toes, and then bringing it up and over, flowing with your breath. Next time you find yourself facing forward, just begin walking your way in with your breath as much as your body allows. Lengthening crown of the head to the sit bones. Folding forward. And then walking your hands back toward your body. Let's bring our soles of our feet together. Diamond shape that our legs are creating. And you can have, depends on your body, how close you want to have your feet to your hips. And we'll just again begin lengthening crown of the head to the sit bones, and then starting to fold forward. Just any amount that your body allows. Inhaling and exhaling. And walking your hands back toward your body, making sure you have room behind you to lie down. So scooting forward if you need to. We're going to nice and slowly come down to the earth. So letting the torso come down, just little by little, all the way down. And once you arrive at the bottom, setting up for bridge flow. So plant the hands by your sides. Draw the shoulders in just a little bit closer to your body. And check that your heels are about at your fingertips. So you want your heels under your knees when you come up in this position. So inhale, arms come up overhead and hips come up. One flow. Exhale, and arms go all the way down to the back down, up over your head to the earth, and then back down to the earth. So inhale, hips come up, arms go overhead and all the way to the earth, and exhale, back down. Use the whole breath to get from one shape to the other. So it's not a race, you're taking your time. Continue a couple more on your own. And the next time you find yourself at the top, you might want to interlace your fingers behind your back and then press up a little bit more fully into that back bend. So draw the chest closer to the chin, a little bit more arch, hips come up a little higher, feeling that nice release. Full breaths here. Then unbinding your hands, allowing your hips to come back down to the earth. Hug your knees into your chest. And then extend your left leg forward and allow your right knee to bend and come over to the side of your body, to the left side of your body. So allow yourself to come into a nice twist. Open your arms to a T. And gaze goes opposite to where your knee is. So gaze goes in the opposite direction. Finding that nice opening. And coming back to center, hugging everything back in again. We're going to extend the right leg, bend, keep the left knee bent, and take the rotation in the opposite direction. Opening, gaze opposite to your knee. Coming back to center, taking whatever last movements you would like to take this morning before we settle in for a couple moments of Shavasana. So maybe it's happy baby, maybe it's a little more rolling around on your spine. Whatever feels good this morning. And then when you're ready, finding your way into Shavasana in whatever shape you would like to take this morning. So it's traditionally extending your heels toward the corners of the mat, allowing your hands to rest by your side. But whatever shape allows you to feel the most relaxed. You can be on your side, you can keep your knees bent, whatever feels good. And let's enjoy a few moments of silence. Release all the effort, release all the muscular action. Allow your jaw to soften. Allow the space between your eyebrows to release. Allow your eyes to roll back. Soften every muscle in your body. We'll be here for a few moments of silence. Bringing your awareness back to your breath in the center of your chest. Following as it radiates out through your whole body. Bringing some small movements to your fingers and toes. Hands squeeze and release. Toes point and flex. beginning to warm up the body again. And when you're ready, making a pillow with your arms rolling to one side for a couple more breaths. And then pressing up to a comfortable seat. Sitting nice and tall, crown of the head to the sit bones, shoulders relaxed. Take in a couple more deep breaths. Releasing your hands to touch down on the earth beside you. Inhale, fingers to the sky, gaze up. And exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. Allowing space between your palms for what you want to take away from today's experience. We'll seal our practice today with one collective sigh. Full inhale. Open mouth exhale. Namaha. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. This was an amazing environment to practice yoga in. Thank you so much for coming. Absolutely beautiful. Isn't it great? Yeah. I think we'll be lucky enough to have this experience most of the summer, to be honest, because I think we're not going to have classes in the gym for a while.